You a fool. What's up, Al Bone? What's up, baby? I'll be right back, y'all. All right now. Hey, bruh, I start get that Dick Gregory look. What up, Timmy Diamonds? You're tuned in to the Iceman Show. I am your host, your faithful host, the Iceman, a.k.a. Sub-Zero, a.k.a. Ice Cold, a.k.a. Scotty Pimpin'. You digs? More bounce to the ounce, and I say what counts. Don't nobody go home till the fat man gets it in. What's happening, chocolate people? What's crack-a-lacking? That's right. It's your host, the Salty Sea Captain. Let me go freshen up. Let me go freshen up on something real quick. That's right. That's right, Sean. I'm about to put the game on you the right way. Hold on for a second. Yes, sir. Had to go get me a little fresh glass of that Grey Goose and some of that cranberry juice. You know, I put a little. All right, Albone. Yeah, I'll try to pull up a little bit tonight. All right, y'all. Yo, welcome to another installment, another episode of the Iceman Show podcast, the weekly edition. We are here to rock you. Want to thank everybody for joining us. What up, Triple T Kill? What up, man? Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as far as donating is concerned, we're only doing $3.99 tonight. If you want to donate $5, that's cool. But hit me. I want to encourage everybody to use the free Cash App. It's called Cash App. I'm pretty sure those of you who you tricks out there, I know you know what the Cash App is, because you be hitting these Insta thoughts off with that $25 titty show. You digs. So if you got the Cash App, you can download it free from the App Store. And if you donate, we're just asking for $3.99 tonight. Download the app. My Cash App ID is $ the Iceman 1906. So if you have the Cash App, you can donate that way if you want to support the cause. Your donation is 100% tax deductible. So let's get it in. Or you can go to asktheiceman.com, asktheiceman.com, scroll down to the donate button and do the thingy thing right there. You digs? So you can do that too. Okay? I'd like to thank everybody who's already donated thus far. Appreciate it. If it's not too much trouble, hit the like button. Everybody in the chat room on Facebook, hit the like button. Everybody in the chat room on YouTube, hit the like button, please. Can you do them shits for me? Really appreciate it. All right, let's get down. My man. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just start the show tonight, or the broadcast, by saying this. Not everybody is the same. We all have different viewpoints. But remember this. We don't have to agree on everything. But it is your job and my job to explain whatsoever it is, whatever viewpoint that you or I may have, we need to explain that viewpoint in the best way possible. Okay? All right, then. Let's get it in. Living in America, as you already know, ladies and gentlemen, as a black man living in America, we have more challenges than anybody else. Unfortunately, a lot of those challenges are put forth by our own people. Understand me? And I think I speak for a lot of black men when I say that a lot of us live in denial. Let me explain what I'm talking. Let me further explain. A lot of times we black men live in denial. Well, we black people live in denial. We really don't want to see things for what they really are and the way they really are. We want to twist and turn and try to look at things in a way that helps us cope with living in a white supremacist, racist society. Unfortunately, coming up with coping mechanisms that doesn't address the problem. And the problem is white supremacy. No matter how you cut it, all roads, no matter whether you go this way, you go up, you go down, you go across, no matter what, at the end of the day, all roads lead to white supremacy. And I'm going to piece together how all of those roads intersect. You have LGBT black folks who want to act like they are separate from us. They're better than us. And there's some higher form of black person. Because ultimately what they're trying to do is appeal to white zaddy and white mommy that, hey, I'm not the average nigger. I'm not the average nigger. Hey, see, I'm LGBT. Don't treat me like a nigger. And then you go out there in the world and these Caucasian people see you as what they see when they see me or some of you other folk. They see nigger. And when they beat your ass, when they beat the brakes off your LGBT ass, or they shoot you in the street, then you up here talking about I'm LGBT. No, you are black. And I'm not saying that as saying that something's wrong with being black. I'm proud of being black. I'm proud of having nappy hair. I'm proud of being who I am, because out of all these other races out here, they wish they could have just a knitting needle amount of my melanin, which is why when a lot of times these young black men and some black women get killed out here with gun violence, what they don't tell you is a lot of those organs are getting harvested. They would rather have black organs than anybody else because of our melanin. So when you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you see these commercials for HGH, do you know what HGH is? It's the hormone that switches on the pineal gland that secretes the melanin hormone. And you got these Caucasians out here running. You got these white supremacists running around here calling us niggers, but yet they trying to unlock that pineal gland. See, their pineal gland is dormant because they come from Europe, and that cold has shut that pineal gland from secreting that melanin hormone, because we originated as the human animal. We originated in Africa, in Mali, which is a very hot climate. The pineal gland works like it normally should. But when you go to these colder areas, it shuts that gland down. And therefore, you over time, you have a pale skin, no colored individual who is a mutation. Don't let them trick you into feeling low about yourself and having low self-esteem. Black woman, black man. Don't let them do that. Don't let them run that con game on you. Because a lot of us have been beat down with racism for so long, we don't know any better. See, a lot of people don't know what HGH is. And it does not work. It works it works a little bit. It helps you heal. Like it's one of the compounds that helps you. Like if you cut your hand or you get surgery or something, and it helps you heal. It helps the tissue heal. Okay. So, you know, these people will walk around here and say nigger, 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 and then say, hey, you got a heart or a liver from one of those black people? My mom needs a heart. It's just like watching that movie Get Out. Even though that movie was supposed to be a horror comedy flick, it was still true to life. That's why it was so funny. You digs? But you have been fooled into believing you are less than. And so what some black people have done is they, instead of trying to fight white supremacy, what these folks have done is try to find a way to live up under it. You understand me? This is why we still have white supremacy in this country. And every time we make progress, you always get some Sambo Django ass nigga that sets us back. And a lot of these folks do it right under your noses. And I'm going to tell you and I'm going to school you on what to look for tonight. Actually, in coming episodes of the Iceman Show podcast, this is going to be an ongoing thing, because a lot of things, a lot of times, a lot of black folks just don't know what to look for. I know as soon as you walk in the room, I know a coon, Sambo, Negro bedwench mammy when I see one. You ain't gonna hide from me. And I got anti-coon, Sambo, Negro bedwench mammy energy. So right off the bat, you gonna know I'm in the room. You digs? Man, I messed around and caught the flu from one of these nasty ass suckers from that work month. I'm quite sure I caught it at the athletic club. All them nasty ass people that come in there. That's one reason I really don't. I'm not all that. I really don't like. Really don't like working out at these athletic clubs, because you got so many nasty ass people that come in there. So I'm coming out of it, but I still got a couple of days to go before I kick this flu, because I didn't get it. I didn't let it get to all the way, where I was just deathly sick. I didn't let it get that far. I started working on it as soon as I got a sore throat. I was like, I don't normally get no sore throat. What's going on here? You digs? So I've been drinking a lot of water, taking these meds at night, trying to get some rest. But a lot of us live in denial. And a lot of us live in a situation where we have this mentality that we don't really want to face what's really popping off. Oh yeah, I ate some garlic. I ate some garlic and onion yesterday. It helped too. Oh, I've been eating garlic every day. Today is the first day I didn't eat garlic. But thanks a lot for that, though. Everybody go to AskTheIceman.com. Scroll down to the donate button. We're doing a $3.99 donation promotion today. You can do it on the Cash App. My Cash App ID is $the Iceman 1906. Also, if you don't have my book, go get them shits. The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. We talk about some of that stuff in here. You can get this at AskTheIceman.com. Scroll down to the Add to Cart button, or you can get this on Amazon.com. Just put in when you look for books, just put in The Game of Life According to the Iceman, Volume 1. As you can see, I'm still coughing. I need to put some Vicks on my chest tonight. But anyway, I am one of many black men who lived in denial. Okay? When my mom passed away, all kind of family secrets start coming out. And there were things there were things that I knew already. There were things that I knew already, but I just didn't say. But I just needed confirmation. And my father confirmed a lot of things that happened before we were born. And yeah, it was very, I'm not going to lie to you. It's heartbreaking to find out stuff after somebody passed away. Especially when I don't understand why my parents would be embarrassed anyway. You know, when you do what you do, you know what? It's best for your children to see you fuck up and work your way out of a hole than it is to fuck up and then you don't never recover, or you get on their asses. Like have you ever seen parents that, you know, back when I was a kid, it wasn't uncommon to see somebody beating the shit out of their kids in public. I'm not talking about hit them on the ass, stop little Johnny, stop little Mary, stop acting stupid. That's not what I'm talking about, because that's what my parents did. What I would see is parents beating on their kids, which is different from spanking. Okay? Today, you can't even spank your kids because of these white supremacists. And also because we live in a gynocentric society. When you allow feminist white women to set social policy, that's what happens. It should not be that you can't spank your kids. You got black kids calling the CPS on their damn parents. I tell you what, if my kids, I used to just hit my kids on the ass with my hand. I never used no belts or extension cords like my parents did, or the switch. Go out there and break yourself off one of them switches. I grew up in that era. See, today because we got all these single moms out here, ain't nobody whooping these kids' asses. Or they overdo it. It's one or the other. Anyway, I lived in denial about a lot of shit. Okay? I lived in denial. Now, one of my kids called me. I must have had my phone off. One of my kids called me talking shit because of a live stream that he looked at, and he was talking shit because he don't know no better. He don't know the truth. So, normally in American society, whenever there's a divorce or whenever two parents break up, what's normal operating procedure is the woman usually lies to the kids and tells the kids it's the daddy's fault, the reason why, they got to sleep in the car instead of a house. Or, she got to, they got to move in and out of all these different men's houses because, you want to be a renegade hoe. But that's not what you tell the kids. What you tell the kids is, oh, your daddy broke us up. So while it pains me to know that that our divorce has hurt my children, that's heartbreaking to me, is also I had to come to terms with how it even got to that point, or how we've gotten to the point in 2019 when I got one of my kids calling me because they're upset about something, because they don't understand, because their mother has been lying to them. And I've told my kids, and for a long time, I never even said that their mother was lying to them, because I was like, You know, I had relatives saying, let your kids find out the hard way that your ex-wife ain't worth the shit. Let them find out. And I told them, kids ain't that, all kids ain't that smart. All children ain't that smart, people. They don't just figure it out. Even if they see that that parent ain't shit, it's still in the eyes of a child. They have to put you on a pedestal. We all do it. We all do it. We put our parents on a pedestal that they can do no wrong when they are really just human, just like us. And what a lot of parents do is they live to point out all your shortcomings while theirs is, you know, right there in front of everybody for all to see. And you don't do as I say. No, you do as I say, not as I do. You understand? That's how my parents are, or how my mom was, and how my father still is. Okay? You know, I can tell you what you need to do, what you need to change, but you can't tell me, even though what I do affects you. See how that works? And let me say this, not all single moms, I'm not talking to all single moms, okay? Some women end up being single moms because their husband died. Some women become single moms because their husband was in the military and they died over there in Iraq or Afghanistan or somewhere else. Ain't nothing you can do about that. You may have been in an abusive relationship and you had to walk. You had to bounce. That's not your fault. Nobody ever starts off a relationship beating your ass. If they did, you wouldn't have hung around long enough to have no babies with them. But excluding those women, all the rest of the single moms are renegade hoes. Okay? And let me tell you what the power of denial will do to you if you're not careful. I went to the university where my ex-wife graduated from when she got her bachelor's degree. I went there for a semester before I transferred to the school that I graduated from, a much larger D1 school. Anyway, the only reason why I went there is because I was going to play football. And being that I didn't play football, I was like, I didn't like the school anyway. It was too racist. I didn't like it. So I had women who were younger than my ex-wife that I ran into, because at that school, this is a small school. So most of the black folks know each other, and all the black folks speak to each other. So whenever I saw black people, I spoke, or they spoke to me. And so I had women tell me about some of the antics that my ex-wife was doing even after we got married. Okay? So, and I didn't ask these people. They were like, wait a minute, you married to who? And it was like, oh, I know her. I was a freshman when she was here. Because you got to understand, this was only like maybe a year after my ex-wife graduated. And so these women would tell me, and by the way, these women weren't interested in me. These women would tell me, hey, your ex-wife used to try to, used to try to break people up. She used to try to break up her ex-boyfriend because he ended up marrying this other chick. Okay? That looked less attractive than she did, which will tell you a lot about a man. If he'll get with a woman that looks less attractive than you, you must really be fucked up. Because most of the time, most men usually try to choose a woman, especially when it comes with a girlfriend, maybe a wife. You can't be as picky because good-looking women don't make most good-looking women don't make good wives. Especially these days. Anyway, I had women tell me stuff. I even worked with a guy whose wife knew my ex-wife. And she was like, oh, yeah, your ex-wife, man. She's sneaky, boy. Sneaky. Okay? And see, I found out also that my ex-wife used to date all these little broke dope, these broke ass dope dealers. These niggas didn't have no money, but yet and still they were still drug dealers. See, brothers, this is the kind of stuff you need to hear, because you got to understand 99% of black women have dated at least one dope boy. And when a woman dates a drug dealer, that, especially a broke ass drug dealer, that tells you a lot about their character. But again, I was living in denial. Okay? And so what happened is I remember a couple of times when we first got married, we were on the Air Force base. No, we were off base. Here I am paying all the bills. I told her all she had to do was go to school. All she had to do was go to the university that was there in that town. And I said, all you got to do is go to school and finish your degree. She was fucking off, not going to class, bullshitting. People were telling me on base, hey, I saw your wife over here on this side of the base. I saw your wife over here. And I'd say, hey, man, look, don't come telling me everything every time you see my ex-wife somewhere. But after a while, it was people who I didn't say that to who was like, hey, man, I saw your wife talking to some dude over there at the BX. And I was like, so after a while, because I'm not an insecure person. I'm not an insecure person. So I came home. I said, hey, man, I got people around here telling me, you over here doing this and doing that. I said, you can't do this on a military base. You can't do that. And of course, she would deny everything. They lying and all this kind of stuff. And, she was just a pathological liar. Now, before you sit up here and say, how you going to talk about somebody you had kids with? First of all, let's be honest here. Let's just keep it a buck. We're talking about peeling back the onion of denial. Denial is a defense mechanism. Okay? Denial is a defense mechanism, and I'm just telling the truth. Look, I'd be dragging her through the mud if I was lying, but I'm not lying. That's the difference here. I'm telling the truth. So I'm not talking shit about somebody I had kids with. I'm just telling you the truth. Do I look angry? No, I'm not angry. I'm just being honest. I'm not miserable. I'm not sad. I'm not mad. I'm just talking. If you take it as such, that's on you. That's your stupidity kicking in. That's your way of coping, because I'm probably talking about you. Because you probably couldn't keep your legs closed in every relationship you've been in with a man, which is why you're a single mom. But I remember one time my ex, I've just been one time. I remember, you know what, here's what, brothers, here's what women, here's what black, especially black women do this shit. Black women love to do shit to try to punk you, to see what you gonna do. Okay? And it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. Damn if you say something about it, damn if you don't. You a punk no matter what, as far as they're concerned. Now, I'm talking about somebody who came out of a single female-headed household, dysfunctional household, with a mama who got pregnant at 14 years old. So you can imagine what kind of quality woman I had as a wife. But you have to understand, I was young. I didn't have all the information that I have today. Understand? Now, my ex decided she was going to try me. And what she did is she was talking to one of her sisters or somebody back home. And apparently there was some little dusty ass nigga that tried to talk to her before me and her met. And she had the nerve to be on the phone talking to this nigga in my house. Y'all see y'all see where I'm going with this? Do you see how problematic that is? Because what if I was on the phone talking to a female, which I would never do, because I ain't that kind of dude. And so when I said, who are you talking to? Well, I'm talking to such and such. I said, how you going to be sitting up here talking to another nigga on my phone that I'm paying for and in my house? I handled that shit. Oh, did I handle it, brothers? Because that's what men do. They handle shit. And that shit never happened again. Now, she went around crying to everybody, talking about what happened that day. But men and women that I know that I told about the situation said, you handle it appropriately. Because you don't disrespect no man like that. See, that's that ghetto single mom black woman shit. I wasn't going to sit idly by and let somebody that I done sat up here and married. I didn't have to marry you, bitch. And you going to be disrespectful in my fucking house that I'm paying for? She wasn't paying for shit. She wasn't paying for a goddamn thing. I don't care if she was paying half the bills. Even if she was paying half the bills, she still wasn't going to do that shit in my house. Black men, let me say this to you. Black women want you to think you got to put up with that kind of shit. I've seen brothers take their girlfriends and wives to the club, and their wives will go in there and be like, well, do you mind? Oh, I know him. You mind if I dance with him? Damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you let her do it, you a punk. If you say something about it, you're a punk in her eyes. See where I'm going with this? Here's how I would handle it. And see, in the Dating Bible, my second book, I'm explaining all that shit. What you should do in an instance like that. See, if you are in there and your girl wants to disrespect you like that, talking about, oh, I'm gonna go dance with, that's my friend, talking that's my friend shit, you don't know who that dude is. I guarantee it's either somebody who want to fuck her or she want to fuck, but maybe you kind of blocking, or she already done fucked him. It's either one of those three scenarios. You digs? Don't get violent. Don't get violent, because now you look like a brute. Now you look like a violent brute, which you don't want that. You black men they already try to categorize black men as being subhuman and violent. So you don't need that you don't need that, dog. Here's what you do. If you take somebody, now, granted, if you are in a relationship, I'm not talking about this is just somebody you fucking with. If it's just somebody you fucking and y'all just friends, I'll be like, hey, girl, I'm gonna be at the bar. Go ahead, do your thing. But there's still some boundaries. You understand me? If this is your wife or your girlfriend and she pulls that shit, don't get violent. Just quietly say to her, you go over there and dance with him, you go home with him. And when I leave here, we're done. And mean it. Don't get soft. Because a lot of times we guys, we get hard ass and then we turn around and get soft on bitches. Don't get soft. I've had women, we going on a date and this bitch sitting over here in my passenger seat talking to other niggas on the phone. Know what I did? Oh, by the way, you want to go see this movie? Call one of them niggas on the phone to come get you. I'm leaving. I got back in the car and went somewhere else. Went got with somebody else. I don't play that shit, dog. Black man, you ain't got to take that kind of disrespect. See, feminism has made a lot of brothers punks. Because you come out of these female-headed households, your mama done beat you down, she done emasculated your ass, and she done made you sensitive and emotional. Like when I'm sitting there listening to my son talk on the messages, he sound emasculated. He sounds soft. And that's what happens when you grow up in a house with older female siblings and a mama that ain't shit. That's what happens. You don't have any male energy flowing through your body where you got balance. Every girl child and every boy child needs that balance. Masculine energy, feminine energy. Okay? So that's why you got all these little bitch-made males out here walking around with skinny jeans, walking around dyeing they fucking hair on the fucking top, all that old silly ass shit, looking like a goddamn emasculated feminine male. Men don't dye their hair blonde, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you don't want to be called a homo, don't do that shit to yourself. He sound emasculated. And I just sat there listening to the mess. I was just shaking my head. I said, listen to this boy. This boy, this is when I make these live streams and I'm talking about how a lot of you got so many homosexual black men out here. When I say you're emasculated, you are the male. You still are attracted to women. You're still heterosexual, but you got the mindset of a woman because that's all you're around. His grandmother ain't got no woman, can't keep a husband. She on husband number 7. That ain't no accident. When you have nothing to offer, you're going to be married 6, 7, 8 times. Because sooner or later, those men are going to wake up and say, hey, this bitch ain't shit. This bitch I'm laying next to, you ain't nothing but used pussy. Let me go get me somebody that's worth my fucking time. That's why I keep telling you guys, once a woman gets to about 40 years old, she's done. She's done, dog. You ain't gonna have no more kids with her. She done got her tubes tied. She done had a tubal ligation. So she ain't having no more kids, dog. Or she's about to hit menopause. Usually they hit menopause in their early 40s, late 40s, early 50s. Depending on how healthy they depends on the individual. So you have to ask yourself, why you gonna get with a single mom that's 40 years old and she ain't having no more kids? She already done had some nigga skeet up in her with his DNA and he done pumped up with a couple of kids or a kid. So, and you have to understand something. With any single parent, the kid is their main focus, not no man, not no woman. You can't be number one. You ain't gonna never be. This is one thing you need to know about. This is one thing black single moms don't want you to know. Look, brothers, no matter what, you will never, ever, ever be number one on her fucking list. Why? Because she's got kids to take care of. And I see nothing wrong with that. Her main focus are those kids by them other men or man. Ain't nothing you can do about that, bruh. So the only thing that you are there for is to be used and abused financially. That's it. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, bruh, but the honey you talking to that you met at the fraternity function, at the fraternity mixer, even though she got a college degree and she an AKA, she a single mom, she still ain't shit. She still ain't shit. Why? Because her situation renders her to not be about shit. And you have to understand something. Which do you think single moms are? Hyenas? No, lion? Do you think, let's just say this. Let me just pose to you an anthropology question. Is a single mom a lion or a hyena? Which one do you think she is? I'll wait. Everybody hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App. Or you can donate through AskTheIceman.com. Scroll down to the donate button and donate $3.99 tonight. Single moms are hyenas. Do you ever see a hyena make a fresh kill? Very seldom. Only if the odds are totally in their favor. That's the only time you'll see how a pack of hyenas make a kill. Lions go out there and make a fresh kill every day or when they get hungry. That's the difference. Men are lions. Women with no children who put their that understood they financially wasn't capable of taking care of a child at 20 years old or 21 years old, they're lions. That's the pack. That's the pack. Look, guys, if you're a lion, you should be looking for a lioness, not a hyena. Most black men end up with hyenas for women. See, you have to understand something. See, in white society, in Caucasian society, they categorize and compartmentalize different facets of their society. If you want to be LGBT, don't do that in mainstream white society. You do that over there. You want to walk around here, a man with pink hair and a goddamn dress and a beard, you do that shit over there with y'all people. You do that over there. Don't do that over here. If you want to be a blue collar, low life, you know, Hell's Angels, Harley riding, cigarette smoking, low life, you can be one of them. If you want to be a button up, white collar, a professional, you can be over here in mainstream white society. If you want to be a thug, you be over there. If you want to be in a trailer park, you be over there. But you're not going to be in mainstream white society. They don't accept hood rat behavior as mainstream, the way black men tolerate that shit. And the number one reason why black men the reason why black men tolerate that single mom, you know, getting cussed out by your woman, letting your woman lay hands on you in public, riding down on you, talking shit, talking about you ain't shit all the time, but yet the bitch won't leave you. She expect you to pay for everything, but you ain't shit. The reason why black men tolerate that shit is because your mama was that kind of woman. And you have to remember, most of these guys that come out these single female headed households, they spend their whole lives trying to save their mama and every chick they date. So they tolerate being treated like shit. That's why whenever I date black women, the first thing they try to do is punk me. Look, all women are going to test you. All women of all races are going to test you. That just goes without saying. And if you have dated enough women, that's not going to bother you. I don't mind a woman testing me to a certain degree. But if you're trying to test my manhood, you're going to lose. That's why I don't pay for shit when I first start dating somebody. I don't pay for anything because I want to let you know that you got some work to do too. It ain't just me. It ain't just my responsibility to get to know you. You need to get to know me. You need to respect me. And it's early on is where we set boundaries. You digs? See, most of you guys don't know how to do that. That's why I tell you guys, if you don't know what you're doing with these women, hire me as a life coach. I'll teach you how to deal with women. But the first thing we got to do, I got to teach you how to have some confidence in yourself. Because if you have confidence in yourself, you ain't going to tolerate no woman shitting on you like that. You have, brothers, the second thing you need to understand about denial, or you have to get beyond your denial, you have to understand that even if you do make a wrong choice in a girlfriend or a wife, don't sit up there and beat yourself up the rest of your life, because that ain't helping. That's not going to help you in the long run. See, you have to understand something. Most American women practice gaslighting and hoovering. Gaslighting is when it's just a certain type of manipulation. And so when somebody's gaslighting you, here's what American women will do. They'll create a situation that's toxic on a particular day. You'll go out with your girl, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, everything's perfect, blue skies, everything. And you go out here and you ride down the street and you pull up to a light. And as you already know, most American women got what I call wandering eyeball syndrome. Okay? And so you pull up to the light and you sitting at the light like this, waiting for the light to turn green, and you looking out the corner of your eye, and you see your girl staring at some nigga in a BMW sitting next to you. Then you get the screw face, you get the mean mugging, and she like, well, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Walmart Tavius? And you like, oh, so you over there eyeballing dude, huh? Is that what you want? She turns around and turns it into an argument. And then she's like, well, take me home. I don't want to be with you no more. She was like, fine, fuck you, bitch. Let me bend these corners. Let me take your ass on. So you like, get out, bitch. So you take your ass on. Later on that night, she'll call you up talking about, because see what a woman will do. Here's what a woman would do. As soon as she get in the house, here's what she gonna do. She gonna start calling other niggas if she ain't already texting them while y'all driving to her house. And she'll call all these other niggas. See, this is how women end up on online dating. This is why I tell you guys, stop going on online dating trying to fuck and get girlfriends off of there. It's a waste of your time. Online dating is dead. It's a wasteland. Let me tell you something. As soon as you drop her off, she already got a profile on Plenty of Fish anyway. She probably got it. She's probably high. Because see what a lot of these women do. Here's what this white girl taught me. She was like, what I do, this is a white girl I was fucking. She told me, she said, here's what I do. I leave my profile on there. And then what I do, if I'm dating somebody, I just hide my profile. And then every time he act the fool or they act the fool, then I unhide my account. You see the kind of games these women play? They always got somebody. While you sitting there talking about, well, she said she ain't had no boyfriend. You believed her? You stupid nigga? You believed her? You don't believe nothing these women say? I've been teaching my guys for 10 years. You don't believe nothing a woman say. Everything that comes out of a woman's mouth, if she's from America, is a fucking lie. Everything that comes out of her motherfucking mouth is a lie. Everything. Even if the bitch says she ate a salad for lunch, if that bitch says she ate a salad for lunch, damn it, in your mind, she had a catfish po' boy. Don't ever believe nothing they say. So as soon as they get mad at you, or even sometimes when they ain't mad at you, because most American women, even if they ugly, they are polyamorous. which means they're fucking more than one man at a time. Women practice dating redundancy. I coined that term. Redundancy. Here's what dating redundancy is. They are never not with somebody. Don't ever let these women tell you they don't just fuck niggas just to be fucking them. Yes, they do, especially if they're black women. Don't let these women lie to you. Oh, I don't have sex outside of a relationship. That's a fucking lie. You can believe it if you want to, dog. I choose to keep my eyes open. So what these women do, let me blow this candle out. Getting hot as a motherfucker over here. So what these women will do is they'll unhide their account on Plenty of Fish or Match or eHarmony or whatever site they're on, blackpeoplemeet.com, wherever. And then they'll go out with some, they'll be like, they'll text some dude they've been talking to on there. And they be like, hey, come get me. And then she'll go out and fuck this dude to get back at you. Because you got to understand something. When women do this type of stuff, they're trying to get back at their daddies. They're doing it to you, but they're trying to get back at the daddy that wasn't there. Follow me? See, this is pathological behavior that I get out these textbooks. This shit ain't something I'm making up. This shit comes out of these textbooks. Okay? Let me show you some of them. These are the two main textbooks I use. This book is for this book is what you use for psychotherapy. This teaches you how to build a profile on somebody, going back to their childhood. That's why whenever you go to a psychotherapist, what do they ask you? So, where'd you grow up? Did you grow up with your parents? They're gleaning information from you when you tell them that shit. This Tabor and McClure book, this is one of my main go-to books. This book is another main go-to book. I had this when I was in my master's class. This is called Development Through the Lifespan by Burke, Laura Burke, Dr. Burke. Okay, this is a badass book right here because this talks about emotional cognitive functioning, which is what I'm talking about right now. You digs? So it talks about all of that stuff. So when they go out and fuck this dude that night, because these women will do this shit. They'll be in a relationship with you and they'll go fuck another nigga that same night. Now, say this dude, he get kind of roguish in the pussy. Maybe he's real rough. Maybe the sex wasn't that good. So now the bitch wakes up the next day feeling, guilty and ashamed because the shit didn't work out like she thought it was. So when they gaslight you, this is gaslighting. What you doing, Walmart Tavius? You got somebody over there? This bitch just got home at 5:30 in the morning after getting her pussy beat up by another nigga, and she asking you what you doing. This is what insecure women do. So what you do? Hey, ain't none of your business what I did. That's my response. It ain't none of your business what I did. Me and you ain't together no more. Well, can we talk? Yo, what you want? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you care about me? Do you care about my feelings? That's gaslighting. She's the one that fucked over you and shitted on you, but here she is trying to act like you owe her something. Like she's doing you a goddamn favor being with you. So now she instead of coming with hat in hand, okay, and saying, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I was being disrespectful. I was eyeballing another nigga while I was with you. I should have waited till I was by myself. Okay? I'm sorry. You ain't gonna get that out of women today, dog. No. Oh, no. What they're gonna do is turn around and make it like you were the one. Well, if you hadn't been saying nothing to me, I wouldn't have got mad. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck you talking about? You up here looking at this nigga being disrespectful. That's gaslighting. When they raise Cain and start shit, they turn around and talk to you like you were the one that started the conflict. That's a form of gaslighting. There's other forms of it. Let me pull some of this stuff up. Let me pull some of this stuff up because it'd be better if I read off some of it. All this, by the way, all of this falls under the umbrella of narcissist. Okay? And this is a form of emotional abuse. Understand? Let me tell you what hoovering is. Hoovering is an abusive tactic frequently used by people who struggle with narcissistic, borderline, antisocial, and histrionic personality disorders. Named after the Hoover vacuum cleaner, hoovering is basically a way of sucking a person back into an abusive relationship. Okay? Remember when you was with that chick and it was very, very toxic. You were in that toxic relationship with that particular female, and the only reason why you stayed was because the sex was off the chain. Every man in this chat room has had a situation like that. where you only hung around because of the pussy. And when you got to the point where you couldn't take it no more, you got rid of that bitch. And this is the woman who shows up at your house. You know, you done told her about her hygiene. You done told her about cleaning her house. Hey, babe, you need to step your game up. If you want to level up, you got to step your game up. She didn't listen to you, so you broke up with the bitch. So what she does when she's hoovering, what she does is she'll come over there looking good, hair done, her breath is smelling like Listerine when it normally smells like 3-day-old dog shit. She cleans her house all of a sudden. So she shows up at your house and she tries to get you back. And as soon as you get back with her ass, it goes right back to the same dysfunctional bullshit that was cracking before. Same shit that was popping off before is popping off now. You digs? Y'all see where I'm going with this? That's hoovering. Y'all, excuse me. Like I said, I still got this flu. I'm still trying to get over this damn flu. Shit still kicking my ass. Anyway, a lot of this stuff. I know. See, my ex got I diagnosed her years ago with borderline personality disorder. She got a personality disorder. And it's undiagnosed. I mean, when I mean by undiagnosed, I mean she ain't doing nothing about it. Okay? She ain't going to get no help. And this is some of this stuff is some of the things that these women be engaging in. You have no idea what they doing to your ass. They're manipulating you. All women are manipulators, but most women, the women who are normal, don't manipulate you like that. They might not do everything. They might not do everything that these renegade hoes are doing, but they still do stuff behind your back. Because a woman, like I tell guys, by the time a woman gets in her mid-30s to 40s, there ain't gonna be too many more men she gonna fall in love with. So you're wasting your time meeting somebody in your 40s and she's in her 40s, and then you're gonna sit up here and you think you're gonna make her an honest woman? You're a fucking idiot. And this woman got all that spare dick in her phone. Okay? You look at her contact list. And there's a million niggas in her fucking phone. Most guys ain't gonna ask, who is this? Who are all these dudes in your phone? She got all these dudes in her damn phone. Okay? See, women will say, well, y'all be having a bunch of women in y'all phone. Or they'll say some little shit like that. Yeah, but we don't try to hide it. That's the difference. You know up front what we doing. Whereas you go around here lying, talking about you trying to be with one person when you know you ain't. Fuck out of here. See the difference, but here's the difference. Let me just say this here to you. The difference between men and women. Men lie, women live a lie. You see the difference? Men lie, women live a lie. A woman will sit up there and have sex with another man, get pregnant by another man, and say that's your baby. That's living a lie. Women will go marry you just because you got 5 cents more than this other nigga got. Like I told one time I was telling one of my other kids about some little shit they mama was doing. And I said, why do you think your mom didn't never want me to know what y'all was doing? Want me to know what's going on over there at the house? You know why? Because your mom was doing shit she had no business doing. And that's the way a little kid acts. Don't tell your daddy that we did this and did that. I'm like, bitch, I can hear you in the background. See, my kids were fed a lie that the little weak ass little bitch made nigga that they mamas with now. See, they try to they have given them this, they have fed them this narrative that I was the big bad wolf. And he saved their mama from all this misery. When the truth of the matter is, the only reason why, and thankfully on my part, because what my ex didn't anticipate was that I was gonna start enjoying life now that I got her that got that dead weight off my back. What she didn't understand. So you have to go and lie to your children and feed them this narrative that, oh, this guy is the hero. This simp right here is this Captain Save-A-Hole. He's the hero. He saved your mama from all this misery. When the truth of the matter is, the only reason why she's with him is because he told her she didn't have to work. Because not even before our divorce was final, she had already been fired off a $60,000 a year job. You see, just to get on welfare. Now, how many people do you know got a master's degree who will purposely get fired off a job so they can get on welfare and lay on their ass? That's what my ex did. And so my kids, they've been living this lie. They know something ain't right, but they don't have the intelligence to ask the right questions or do any investigating or do any research. They just keep digging deeper into the ground, into that rabbit hole. And when you have been raised by a foul-mouthed, weak-ass, dysfunctional single mother, what ends up happening is that your children don't get that emotional strength that they would get from their dad. They don't get that. And no amount of degrees from college is going to fix any of that shit. See, you got to understand the reason why you got these little weak ass, little bitch made, little fuck boys out here. The reason why you got these little bitch made, little fuck boys out here is because these guys have the mentality of a woman. They think like a woman instead of thinking like a man. So they get emotional and call their daddy up. Daddy, you caused all this trouble for us. I hate you, daddy. So you start getting them kind of phone calls because they've been fed a lie their whole lives since they've been away, since you and their mama wasn't together no more. You see how this shit works? So emotionally, when things don't go their way at work, or things don't like for example, A fuck boy who was raised by a single mom, what he would do is he might do something like this. His woman is getting ready to leave him, so he'll kill the bitch. Or he'll beat the shit out of the bitch, put her in the hospital. Now, I know what you're thinking. A man who's thinking normal isn't going to let his emotions get the best of him. Yes, that's true. But because this guy has the mentality of a female, he don't have control over his emotions. Remember, this is the guy that calls you, Daddy, you caused all this trouble for us. I hate you. Click. Men don't do that. A grown-ass man ain't gonna do that. What he gonna do is get on the phone and say, hey, Dad, can you explain some of this shit to me? Because there's some holes in this story that mom been telling me all these years. See, men get up and make phone calls. A bitch ass is gonna make accusations without doing any research, talking about, I hate you, you caused all this trouble. Even though deep down inside, he or she has some inkling that they mamas really did have, they mamas really were the ones that caused all the trouble in their lives, but they ain't got sense enough to go up against mama. I sent my kid's mom $28,000 for both of my younger kids to go to school, to go to college. And she fucked off all that money on herself, spending money on herself. Neither one of my kids asked their mama where the money is. But I'm the asshole. Y'all see where I'm going with this? I'm the asshole. I gave you $14,000 a piece, but I'm the asshole to go to college. Your mom ain't gave you shit, and that bitch nigga ain't gave you shit. That's why I tell guys, when you got these simps hanging around your kids, make sure your kids know that this nigga ain't nothing but a Captain Save-A-Ho. Because even though that might be the way she's treating his ass, them kids don't know any better. They think that this guy is the best thing since sliced bread. They don't know that this nigga's a Captain Save-A-Ho. They don't know that this nigga is the reason why your mama's by herself. They don't know that. And they're not going to ask you why that situation is the way it is. Some kids are just dumb. They just don't, they never figure it out. They never put 2 and 2 together and get 4. So they think their mama is a saint. I knew my mom wasn't no goddamn saint. No matter how much my mom tried to cover up shit, I knew my mom wasn't a saint. So the point that I'm trying to make to you guys tonight is this. You don't have to sit there and listen to these women lie to you and tell you a bunch of bullshit, and you have to sit there and tolerate it. And by all means, make sure that you are not, make sure you don't put yourself in a position where you are believing everything this bitch says. Hey, everybody, make sure you hit the Cash App. Oh, yeah, they love to do that shit. I'm going to turn your kids against you. Go ahead. But you know what, bitch? In the end, it's going to be on you. Because sooner or later, them kids going to get the truth and they going to go off on your ass. Because you have to understand, when you send a male and female child out here unprepared to deal with a society that's racist against them, and they go out here thinking white folks, they think they're gonna grin and smile their way into shit the way they mama done grinned and smiled at they ghetto ass mama grins and smiles at work. That shit ain't gonna work with no male. That's not gonna work with no male child. Those white folks are gonna be hella racist towards you. And if your mom sets you up for failure, which is usually the case when these kids come out of these single female headed households, dude, let me tell you something. You are not equipped to deal with these white supremacists. You can't deal with. See, you have to understand, when a kid comes out of two-parent home, they have the best chance of success emotionally because they have that balance. They know how to deal with good and bad. When these kids come out these single female head of households and their mamas baby them and then teach them no discipline, what you think is gonna happen to them? Even if they don't be a criminal, they're gonna end up being an emotional cripple. They're gonna be a simp. They're gonna be a Captain Save-A-Ho. And just like they stepdaddy is over there putting his cape on trying to save that renegade hoe, they gonna be out here trying to save a renegade hoe too. Oh, I know they ain't gonna hold her accountable. That's not what I'm talking about, Last Crucible. What I'm saying is, they're gonna figure out later on in life that their problems can be associated with how they grew up, and it had nothing to do with me. That's what I'm talking about. They ain't gonna never hold their mama accountable as shit. They ain't gonna never hold their mama accountable as shit. Definitely they female sibling definitely ain't gonna never do that, because my daughter was covering up her mom's dirty work. Okay. But like I said, everything comes out in the wash, guys. Everything comes out in the wash. That's why I don't sit around worrying about other people. I worry about myself. Okay. A college degree ain't gonna fix your problem. See, a lot of these single moms be like I was looking at Real Sports on HBO today, and they was talking about how upper middle class and upper class Caucasian people are pulling their kids out of contact football. They're not having their kids play tackle football. But yet they said there's an even bigger increase of Black children, low-income children playing football, getting all these goddamn concussions. I'll give you an example. They had old fat-ass single mom on there. She talking about, well, I got my son in football, and that's gonna be his ticket to go to college. And I'm looking at this dumb bitch. She was just like, oh, he gonna play in the pros. I'm looking at this dumb bitch, and I'm like, you gonna send your kid out? See, let me tell you something. High school, NCAA, and NFL football is the new slavery. It's the new slavery. Football is violent as fuck. You got guys out there getting multiple concussions in a game. You understand me? In one game. I got a brother that got all kind of problems from playing football. That shit is not safe. If I knew what I know now about football, I wouldn't have had my kids play no football. So middle class, upper middle class, and upper class Caucasian people, they pulling their kids out of that shit. They like, oh, my kid ain't playing no football. Plus, anyway, why would you want your son to play NFL football anyway, and those contracts ain't guaranteed? When they can go play baseball for 20 years, making $5 million a year, and it's guaranteed. Have your kids, have your sons play baseball. The Major League Baseball contracts are way better than NFL contracts. You got guys playing in the Major League, playing Major League Baseball till they 50 damn near. You can't do that in NFL football. Getting your block knocked off for $400,000 a year? Shit. When you can go out here and play baseball, if you play one game of Major League Baseball at that level, you get medical benefits for the rest of your life. Did you know that? Your contract is guaranteed. Unlike NFL football, if you see these guys that sign these big ass contracts, they don't never get all that money. They never get all that money. The only person that gets any money is the quarterback. Everybody else gets nothing. Maybe they might pay a running back some money, but they ain't paying nobody but that quarterback. They'll pay that quarterback $30 million, and nobody else on the team will be making more than maybe $2 million a year. That ain't worth your fucking time. Getting your head knocked off every day? Shit. No wonder you got nothing. You got most of the guys that play in the NFL come from single female-headed households. Fuck out of here. See, this is stuff black women don't want you to hear. They don't want you to know all their hustles. They don't want you to know that every time she gets mad at you, she goes and fucks somebody else. Most niggas don't want to hear this. But I'm telling you, because I used to be the dude that they would text. Hey, what you doing? Next thing you know, Jody, me, I'm over there beating up the pussy. While you sitting over at the house watching reruns of MASH. Mad as a motherfucker. Fuck that bitch, man. Fuck that hoe. Meanwhile, Jody, me, I'm over there beating that pussy up. Or she over here getting a pussy beat up. Okay? See, I used to be out there in them streets like that. I don't do that shit no more. I don't do that no more, man. Ain't no need for me to do that no more. They do not want you to know that every time y'all get in an argument, that bitch go out there and fuck around on you. See, that's why I haven't been in a relationship in well over a decade. That's why. I've had a bunch of one night stands, and you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm not trying to wife nobody up. I got too much to lose. I got too much to lose, dog. I got too much to lose. See, when you got something to lose, you ain't out here trying to dick down every little hoe out here. You ain't trying to dick all these hoes down. See, a lot of you guys be out here trying to fuck everything that move because you ain't used to getting no pussy. But if I meet somebody and they ain't what I'm looking for, if you look like you can look like you're gonna be trouble, I leave you alone. Bye. Bye. We ain't got to hook up. Bye. See ya. Take care. Have a nice life. Most of these women are polyamorous. They always got a dick in their hand. It just most of the time it ain't yours. When you deal with American women, it's next man up. That's what it is. It's next man up. I hate to break it to you, dog, but that's the way it is especially dealing with black women. It's next man up. It's just your turn. And after you get done with your turn, don't look back. That's how I do these women. Because they ain't worth it. See, you have to understand something. The reason why these women are so cocky, the reason why you got 3s and 4s walking around here like they dimes is because of all these simps and tricks out here. They done made these bitches think that they important. They made these women think that having a vagina is all they need to bring to the table. They can be a troublemaking bitch. They can be a shit talking bitch and not bring nothing else to the table. So when you meet a single mom that's 35 years old and the bitch got 2 kids by 2 different niggas, why you impressed with her ass? I don't give a fuck how big her ass is. Why are you impressed with this bitch? She ain't offering you nothing. She ain't gonna manage your money. She ain't gonna manage your household. She can't manage her own household. You can see that she ain't very smart because she got 2 different kids by 2 different niggas. That'll show you right there she ain't that smart. That'll show you right there she ain't that smart. So why you gonna get mixed up with this bitch for? See, this is what I don't understand about black men. Black men will go out here, have an MBA from the Wharton School, and still go out here and date a hood rat. That's the shit I don't get with black men. Just, well, she fine. I don't give a fuck how fine that bitch is. You a fool, nigga. Some niggas ain't that smart, man. See, I watch what white dudes do with money. They won't get with no trailer trash. They won't let themselves get mixed up with no bitch like that. Other than, okay, I'm going to take you to the Ritz-Carlton and knock that ass out and break your back. But when we wake up in the morning, bitch, you got to go to your crib. You got to go back to the trailer park you go. When I worked in corporate America, what white dudes used to do, especially white dudes that had wives at home, they be like, man, I took that bitch to the Ritz-Carlton. I ain't take that bitch to my house. I ain't that stupid. I have my homeboy get the room under his name, not under my name. I'm like, dude, that shit brilliant. They'll have a boy get the room at the Ritz-Carlton, and then they'll take that fine little trailer park bitch over there, fuck her, break her back out, work her to death, and then take that bitch back to the trailer park. That bitch don't know where he live at. But see, a brother, he'll be like, man, let me impress this little hood rat. You'll bring that bitch over to your $1 million house. And then as soon as shit don't go her way, the bitch will be over there burning your shit down like Left Eye. Okay? You ain't gonna get me like that. Exactly, Last Crucible. Most brothers see their mothers in these whores. They take pity on these destructive females. Exactly. They see their mothers in these sorry, broken down hoes. Look, let me explain something to you guys. What you guys are dealing with, what we come in contact with, is the common renegade hoe. And a renegade hoe is a hoe that don't have a pimp. Okay? In the pimp game, when a pimp says to a hoe, a potential hoe that he wants on his roster, if he says to her, who your folks is, you know what he's asking her? Do you have a pimp? Do you have representation, bitch? Because if she don't, then he gonna try to spit and say, look, I need you to come on my team. I need you to be my bottom bitch. You need some folks. You need instructions. See, renegade hoes are out here running these streets with their legs wide open because they ain't got no fucking sense and no representation. That's why they all fucked up in the game. That's why when these hoes get 40, 50, 60 years old, the bitch is angry. The bitch is angry as fuck. She's disgruntled. That's why Saturday, for the Player Circle podcast, the topic is gonna be 3 types of black women to avoid. Oh, it's gonna be interesting, y'all. It's gonna be interesting. 3 type our show for this coming Saturday is gonna be 3 types of black women to avoid. You said rescue shelter. Yeah, you can't save these hoes, man. You can't save these hoes, man. Don't try to save no broad, man. They ain't gonna save you. You know what I always say? Here's what I tell guys. If you dating somebody who's not willing to do the same things for you that you do for them, why you with that bitch? Huh? Because when I talk to guys who say, oh man, you know, I paid my girl's rent. And I'm like, well, is she willing to pay yours? They're like, oh man, that's a good question. Nigga, you should have been asked that question. If she is not in a position to pay your rent, what you doing with her? She's a waste of your time. You got to understand, most of these black women ain't even on the pill. That's why they be getting pregnant. Because they ain't on the pill. They're always putting themselves in situations where they can get pregnant because they know that they're at the end of the day, white zaddy and white mommy down at the county got they back. Well, until Trump got in there. See, before Trump, it was nothing but smooth sailing tonight. If nothing else, I get on this welfare. If nothing else, I get this TANF. If nothing else, I get Section 8. If nothing else, I can get free child care. If nothing else, I can get this. I can get that. I can get WIC. I can get food stamps. But hey, thank God Trump came along and said, hold on, wait a minute. We don't have the money for this shit. We can't keep having these bitches, these renegade hoes, have children and we take care of them. So essentially, all of us out here who are paying taxes are subsidizing your promiscuity. How do y'all feel about that? Let me ask the black women and black men in both these chat rooms. Let me ask you a serious question. How do you feel about subsidizing the promiscuity of these renegade hoes? How do you feel about that? Huh? How does that make you feel to know that these hoes can lay up every day having babies, smoking weed, and doing all kind of laying up with Ray Ray and Pookie and them while you at work paying taxes? Huh? How do you feel about that? So all you single moms out there, don't get mad at me for pointing out the obvious. Don't get mad. Don't get mad at me. You know you ain't shit. Do I have to tell you you ain't shit? Bitch, you know you ain't shit. If you can't keep a husband or if you can't keep a boyfriend, and I'm not talking about a simp / Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm talking about a man with a backbone who will tell you to go fuck yourself if need be. See, most of you women ain't used to men like that. You ain't used to a man where you say, I'm going to go flirt with this nigga over here. Let me see what this nigga going to do. And then I just go get in the car and go home. See, you ain't used to that. See, you ain't going to disrespect me because I'll sit over here by myself until I find a bitch that got some sense. The only nigga who's going to put up with your shit is a stupid nigga that don't mind being put in the trick bag. You ain't going to put me in the trick bag. Like I said, black women, you better change your ways because let me tell you something. Trump gonna be in there for another 4 years. And it's gonna be hell on you single moms. Woo, it's gonna be hell on single moms, goddamn it. It's already, you're already catching hell already. If you don't have a man during these Trump years, you might walk out here and get your ass beat by one of these Asian men or one of these Arab men or one of these Indian men or one of these white men. Black women are getting their ass kicked out here in these streets, and black men are just standing around just like this. Thought you was, you said you independent, bitch. You said you didn't need a man. So I'm going to stand right here and let this Asian man beat the brakes off your ass. I ain't going to get involved. That's your fault. You have no physical protection. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous, dog. It's dangerous time out here for black people in general. But see, black men can handle themselves out here in these streets. You, on the other hand, cannot. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse out here for you, black woman. So you might want to stop walking around here talking that dumb shit, talking about you don't need a man. I don't need no man. I don't need no man to take care of me. Okay, well, take this ass whooping by this Asian man. Okay? Oh, shit. Oh, goddamn. Save me, black man. No, you independent and don't need a man, remember? Talking that shit. See, when back in the day, let me just say this here. See, back in the day, the older women would school the younger women and say, look, back when I was growing up, they had etiquette classes. It wasn't uncommon for an older black woman to have etiquette classes for the young girls. They taught them personal hygiene. They taught them how to behave around men. They taught them how to behave in public. You don't have that no more. Why? Because you got 50-year-old grandmothers, great grandmothers out here thinking they still fine. They out here still trying to be a renegade hoe at 50. So when these women, when I come in contact with these old hoes, I'm just like, I don't want you, bitch. I don't want no old bitch. I don't want no old bitch anyway. Look, let me tell you something, man. When I do date somebody, they're usually at least 10 years younger than me. I don't date women my age. I don't have to. The older a woman gets beyond her childbearing years, she is deemed useless to a man. So you have to ask yourself, why am I fucking with this chick? There has to be something this woman brings to the table other than used vagina. Now you can get mad and call me miserable, call me pathetic, call me mean, call me whatever the fuck you want to call me. But one thing you can't call me, the one thing you can't say about me is that I gotta put up with your shit. Okay? That's one thing you can't say, is the Iceman gotta put up with my bullshit. And if it ain't nothing else but that, that's enough to make me wake up in the morning and be happy. When I get up, I do what the fuck I want to do. I ain't got nobody telling me where I need to be. I ain't got no woman telling me asking me where am I going. I don't put up with that. I don't deal with that. So why would I be miserable when I can get up and leave? I can get up right now in this live stream and go out of town. I have the power to do that. I have the power to end this live stream right now and not even book a ticket online. Just get on my phone and order an Uber and go down here to the airport and just buy a ticket somewhere. I have the power to do that. Do you? Do you, single mom? No. You have, I don't know how many logistical responsibilities that have to be taken care of before you can even walk out the house to your goddamn mailbox. So who's mad? Who's sad? Who's miserable? It ain't me. So all you women who send me emails or send me DMs on my Facebook page talking about I'm miserable, I must be miserable. You the one that's miserable. Because I ain't got no restraints on me. I can get on a plane right now and catch a red eye, fly all the way to New York City and hang out. You can't, or you on the other hand, cannot do that. So who's really miserable? I can get on a plane right now, get on a Delta Airlines flight and fly to Las Vegas and be at the Bellagio chilling. Can you? No, because 70% of your money got to go on that mortgage or that rent. And then you got 20, 21, 22-year-old grown-ass kids still at home talking about I'm going to school. Got 23, 24-year-old kids at home talking about my son go to community college. I'm like, bitch, that nigga 23 years old, he ain't figured out what the fuck he want to do with life. He's still taking 1 and 2 classes, bullshitting. I ain't finna sign up to be taking care of that nigga. You better go find his goddamn daddy. You'll find that little nigga's daddy. Sound like that nigga got emotional issues as well as you. Like I said, man, these women ain't got no leverage. So why would you give them any? I talk about that in my first book. You don't give no woman no leverage. You use your leverage to bait that bitch, and when you get that bitch, it's just like that. You got a dead rabbit and you doing like this in front of an alligator to get that motherfucker out the water. You like, come on, motherfucker, come here. You do this. Here, come get this dead bunny, bitch. Come get this dead bunny. And when you get her ass sucked in, then you snatch the bunny away. You don't give them no goddamn leverage. That's why that hustle that Steve Harvey's out here running on these dumb bitches, talking about make a motherfucker wait 60 to 90 days to give him some pussy. That's why he out there making millions of dollars hustling these bitches. Because most women know that as soon as they give up that pussy, all bets are off. She done lost any leverage she could have had. And like I tell guys, if you don't get that pussy between 5 to 7 days, you dump that hoe. Because it ain't gonna never happen. If you don't get that pussy in the first week, it ain't gonna never happen. Don't let them look. When I get guys talking about, man, I've been talking to this chick for 3 months and I ain't hit it yet. I'm like, nigga, you ain't gonna never hit it. That woman is stalling. The reason why she's stalling is because she ain't got shit to offer. And she knows as soon as you hit it, you're going to be like, man, this pussy wasn't even that good. Let's just say it was good. Is that still enough to make you stay? The bitch don't do nothing else. She don't know how to cook. She don't clean. She don't do shit. All she do is complain and sit around and wait for you to come pick her up to go spend money on her. What kind of relationship is that? If a woman pulled that shit back in the 80s, what they do today, there would be no kids. Instead of there would be half the children out here if these women pulled the shit they pulled today 50, 40 years ago. We'd be running a shortage of young people. That's one of the reasons why they letting all these immigrants come over here, because we ain't having no kids. Americans ain't having no kids. The youngest population in this country is Hispanics. Did y'all know that? The youngest population under 30 is Hispanics. The children of illegal immigrants. Americans ain't having kids like that. And so you have to understand, these white supremacists that run your country, they're scrambling around here trying to find some way to battle this population shortage that is already starting to show signs right now. That's why they keep saying by 2030 in America, this country is going to be majority people of races, not Caucasians. And that shit's scaring them because Caucasians ain't having all them children. One reason they ain't having all them children is because you can't have a whole bunch of recessive mutated people can't have all them children. They cancel each other out. So they fucked up when they sat up here and had all these having everybody separated by race, because when you have all these white enclaves, they ain't having all them kids. The only people who are having children all willy-nilly are illegals, because there's an incentive for them to come over here and have anchor babies. Exactly, Last Crucible. Real men don't sit around worrying about what women think. See, that's that single mom mentality that a lot of you males have. Because you got a lot of cats to be like, you got a lot of women running around. You got a lot of guys running around here talking about, what do the women think? The fuck? If you go back 50 years, if you notice men back in the 70s, they didn't give a fuck about what women thought. They was like, hey, bitch, either you come along for the ride or you get your ass off this ride and take your ass somewhere else. Because most women, they spend their time on innuendo. Women don't spend time talking about logical shit. That's a man's job. That's why if you notice, if you ever go to a single mom's house, the house is always a mess. The house always looks like a tornado went through it because that woman ain't got no discipline. And she don't know how to teach her kids any discipline. Everything she does is by the seat of her fucking pants. Everything she touches turns to shit. So she tries to teach her kids how to be coons and mammies and smile in white folks' faces and get over that way. That ain't cooning ain't working no more, y'all. Being a Sambo don't work today. I don't know if you're paying attention or not, but being a Sambo and being a coon, that shit ain't gonna save your ass. Being a coon and a Sambo ain't gonna save you. You can't grin your way out of being a nigga. You can't grin your way out of that. See, that's the type of shit my ex-wife be trying to teach my kids. If you keep that smile on your face, be a Sambo, you can get over on these white folks. Well, how's that shit work? How did that work for you? You've been fired off at least 3 or 4 teaching jobs. How's that smiling and grinning working for you? So Saturday, the topic of our show is going to be, in case you missed it, the topic of our show on Players Circle podcast on Saturday, going to be 1 p.m. Pacific time. Our topic is going to be 3 types of black women to avoid. Okay? So make sure you tune in for that. If you haven't subscribed to my Mad Voodoo Man channel, do that right now. Everybody on Facebook, hit the like button. Hit the like button for a player. Exactly. She late on her damn bills. Most of these females, all you got to do is watch Judge Judy to see how fucked up these single moms' lives be. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever looked at, when you look at Judge Judy, you always see a single mom up there paying rent late. You ever notice that? No matter what race they are, whether they white, black, Hispanic, always paying the rent late. That's why I got out the rental business. I sold all my property because I couldn't take it, man. I got tired of suing motherfuckers for my rent. You go over there to pick the rent up, they're talking about, man, I didn't know I had to pay rent. What? Nigga, you high? Another thing, guys, let me tell you something about this is especially true about American women. If her kitchen and her bathroom is real nasty, that means that vagina is nasty too. Okay? And I know a lot of women get mad when guys say this kind of stuff. I'm telling you, if you messing around with an American woman, if her kitchen and her bathroom is filthy, I mean, when I say filthy, I'm not talking about maybe there's a couple used, maybe there's a couple towels on the floor. That ain't what I'm talking about. Everybody being, rushing in the morning to get out of the house. I understand that. I'm saying if every time you go over this chick's house, her bathroom and her kitchen is filthy, And what I mean by filthy, there's dishes stacked a mile high and they stink, which means those dishes have been in that sink longer than 24 hours. And there's food sitting in them dishes. If you go to her bathroom and she got dookie stains all in the toilet bowl, or there's, pee all over the toilet seat, do you really think her vagina's going to be clean? Really? Do you really think that woman's vagina is clean? No. You got these dumbass fucking gynecologists telling these women that they don't need to douche. You got all these men skeeting up in your vagina and you ain't douching? Okay, don't douche. At least do what the old folks used to do. Squirt some vinegar up in there. Really, all you got to do is put vinegar in the water. My mom told me that trick. My mom was like, them women ain't gotta use no douche. They can use vinegar. Vinegar is pH balanced. You tell me you can't afford to go to the store and buy some white vinegar? You know that's a nasty bitch if she don't know at least to do that. That's why these women's vaginas be stinking the way they do. Smelling like orange roughy and catfish. That's because that chick's pH balance is off and she ain't clean washing her ass. Don't make no sense that men know more about your goddamn feminine hygiene than you do. That's one thing I can honestly say, guys. Let me tell you something. One thing I can say. When I lived in Europe, out of all the women I dated, none of them stunk. None of them. None of them. I'm going to say that again. None of them smelled the way American women smell. None of them. None of them, dog. So that ought to tell you there's something wrong with the diet and lack of drinking water and personal hygiene with American women. Something's wrong. Hit me on the Cash App. Hit the Cash App or go to AskTheIceman.com. You tune in to the Iceman Show podcast. The Players Circle podcast this Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. 1 p.m. Pacific time. The topic is 3 types of black women to avoid. I am the Iceman. Holla at your boy.